Dubai's proximity to India is one of the biggest reasons to invest in real estate here. The proximity to the largest population in the world cannot be underestimated, and it's such a massive driver of demand that not enough people talk about. So, in this video, I'll be breaking down why being located so close to India is such a massive selling point for Dubai's real estate. So, first of all, we've already touched on the proximity. You can get to areas such as Mumbai in less than 3 hours. You can practically get to anywhere in India from Dubai within a 4 hour time frame. And if you consider this is where one of the largest populations in the world live, this is such a massive case for tourism, for residents, and a lot of the people from India want to live in Dubai. So this can be highlighted from this graphic here. The expat population of India makes up 28% of the total UAE population. So in Dubai, there's a massive middle class. There's lawyers, accountants, finance executives, and other professional services. The Indian population love Dubai. They settle here and they don't want to move. They like the lifestyle. And what has been my experience in the past is quite a lot of the Indian population, they move to Dubai and they don't really go back home. So they're long-term residents here, and that puts a lot of demand on the real estate. So, secondly, let's just look at the macro of India. So, until I was doing this video, I thought China was still the largest population, but no. India in 2023 overtook China to be the largest population in the world. So, that's 1.4 billion people who live within a 3 to 4 hour flight of Dubai. That is such a big driver of demand, especially when we start looking at the economics. Another important point to make is the median age is only 28 years old. So if you think about it, that's a very young population who they're going to have more earning potential in the future. And this young population, some of that money is going to go and flow into Dubai's real estate, therefore creating demand, and which will lead to higher rents and higher prices. If you are interested in Dubai's real estate as either an investment or to purchase a home, book in a call on the link below. Also, you can sign up for my weekly newsletter for more insider tips. So it's not just the large population and the proximity to Dubai. Another massive important point is the economics of India, because if the economy of India is growing, as a byproduct, some of this capital will then flow into Dubai's real estate. So, how is the economy performing? So, if you haven't heard, the Indian economy is absolutely booming. The GDP has been increasing by about 7% each year. That is absolutely massive. If you compare that to sort of countries like the UK is just about positive, or it might even be negative right now. So 7% is absolutely huge. You can see here, India overtakes the UK to become the fifth biggest economy. And this is the growth. So the UK economy over the next 5 years is going to do something like this. India's is going exponential and will go like that. Once with time, this economy is just going to carry on growing and growing because you've got such a large population. And byproduct of this is, with GDP growing, is you've got a massive middle class which is growing. If you've got a large middle class base, that means they've got more capital. If they've got more capital, it means they can purchase more expensive things like real estate. So this graphic highlights really the growing middle class. So back in 2002, the GDP per capita was only $500. If you look at it today in 2021, this data is a bit old, it's over $2,200. And this number here, it's very, very low compared to sort of global standards. I believe the UK, we've got about a GDP per capita of $46,000 or something like that. So this is massively, massively low. But the exciting thing about this low number, especially if you're investing in Dubai real estate, is the Indian government want to increase the GDP capita exponentially over the next 20 years. So there's going to be 20 years of growth, and this is the Indian Prime Minister. India will be a developed nation by 2047. If India is a developed nation, that therefore means that GDP per capita of the Indian population is going to carry on increasing. So I expect this graph over the next 20 years to go something like this. This graph is only going to go one way. If you've got a lot more GDP per capita, that means more capital, again, real estate. That's going to be in Indians' own economy. They're going to be buying Indian real estate. But I promise you, a lot of that GDP per capita of India is going to be flowing into Dubai's real estate. So it actually struck me when I was making this video that all my life, really, from the year 2000 through to the year 2020, the story has always been about China. That narrative about China being the world's dominant economy has now shifted, and a lot of the growth and a lot of the excitement is being looked at as India. And I truly believe over the next 20 years, rather than talking about China until 2040, we're going to be talking about India. This is the growth story of the world. This India is the largest population in the world. It holds 18% of the world's population. And if you look at GDP growth, it's going exponential. This I expect to continue over the next 20 years. As a byproduct of that, the increasing GDP, look, this arrow is meant to simulate GDP increasing in India. This is going to flow into Dubai's real estate. So that is why I'm so bullish on Dubai's real estate. It's not the safety. Every broker you speak to, that they talk about the safety of Dubai. This is why you should buy Dubai real estate. Whereas, okay, safety is very important, but there's a lot of other safe countries. But there's not many developed cities which are 4 hours away from India, which is the largest population, which is the largest growing economy. If you look at this map here, in relation to India, which other major developed cities are there in this region? There's none. The only major one is Dubai, and then you've got Abu Dhabi as well. So if you think you've got the largest population within a 4 hour flight, and there's only one major city you can go to if you want to travel west, that is the biggest driver of demand. And that is why you should be bullish on Dubai's real estate over the next 20 years. Yes, in the short term, there could be a correction, but if you're looking at a macro picture, Dubai real estate is going to carry on growing over the foreseeable future. In summary, if you've been on the fence thinking Dubai real estate is just a bubble, just think on a macro level that there's 1.4 billion people with a massive growing middle class. And in the next 20 years, they're going to want to put their money into Dubai's real estate.